All right, man. Today we're just gonna talk some NBA. I haven't done this since I was last uploading videos, like last year. Um, these are all opinions of mine, so I'm not an expert. Obviously, if I was, then I'd be doing something that would require my expertise in this. But anyway, today we're just gonna be talking about who's gonna make the 8th seed. Um, we'll keep it nice and quick for the East. The Wizards and the Magic are the only two teams. Magic the 8th seed, Wizards is the 9th seed. The Wizards are 6 games back, I believe. Bernard Bradley Beal, John Wall's already. We already knew he was going to come back. Yeah, they're not going to make it. They're just not good enough. The Magic have their players. Even if the Magic lose a lot of their games, the Wizards aren't going to win any games. So it doesn't. That's as simple as that. Wizards, no chance. We go out west. Things are a little bit more interesting. I think the team with the best chance to make it is the Pelicans. Especially if Zion and Brandon Ingram continue playing how they left off. He only played 20 games, man, but we all saw it. He was good. He was very good. Ingram, all-star. He's doing good. They got Drew Holiday. He's so underrated, man. People sleep on Drew Holiday. He's one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. He's got offense. He can play making run the point, the two. He can even arguably run the three. He can definitely defend the three. I think they got a good chance. They got good depth. They got JJ Redick. You got Josh Hart. You got Favors. You even got Jackson Hayes, who's been solid. I just think they got the best chance. Honestly, that's just my opinion. And the team with probably not as much of a chance, but I think they're right with them is the Blazers. The Blazers are the 9th seed right now. We've seen what they can do with Lillard and CJ. And this year they got Nusuf. Well, now Nusuf Nurkic is back because he's back from his leg snapping in half. It'll be interesting to see how they run the minutes between him and Whiteside, because Whiteside's had a solid year numbers-wise. I know watching the numbers sort of lie a bit. He doesn't have the impact that it looks like on the stat sheet. But he's been solid nonetheless, honestly. The Blazers' issue is their depth. It's always sort of been their depth. It's sort of like you got Dame, CJ, Nurkic, Rodney Hood's solid, and then the rest is sort of just, you know what I mean? There's just a big drop off, and I think that's really what's been holding them back so far, especially this season. And with Nurkic out, they've been really struggling. I believe, honestly, don't quote me on it, but I believe it's their defense that's lacking. And you look at their roster, and it kind of makes sense. They brought in Trevor Ariza at the trade deadline, who I think he's definitely past his best days. I'm not sure how well he's going to do. Obviously, they got Melo. Hopefully, Melo can help. It depends what version of Melo we're going to get. If we get the version that we were getting towards the end of the actual regular season, I think they'll be looking pretty good, man. I reckon they're a good chance. But you do need Lillard and CJ to sort of go crazy for this to work. Going to the teams a bit further down, I would be surprised if any of these teams make it. The Suns, the Spurs, and the Kings. We'll start with the Suns. They did good this year. They improved a lot, but I think a good reason for why they improved is having Kelly Oubre on their team. He was there at the end of last year, and he played good then too, but it was sort of a bit late. This year he had time to gel, and he's been playing good, man, but he's not in the bowl. They don't have him. So, and I don't think they have enough depth to sort of make up for that. So I'm going to go ahead and say they're too far back. I would just bring up really quickly where they are in the standings, because I'm honestly not sure how many games far back they are exactly. Western Conference, where are we? They're 6 games back. They're just as far back as the Wizards are in the East. I think it's going to happen, Suns fans. And another team I think it's going to happen. I think their time's done, man. The Spurs. I think it's the first time we're not going to see the Spurs in the playoffs since it's 20 years or something. I don't know the exact number, but it's crazy. I just think their team's just not it. They did a lot better when Aldridge just started shooting threes like he was Porzingis out there. I think he started shooting 4 a game or something. I don't know. He started going crazy. That helped the spacing for DeMar, but I think this team is a little bit too. They're not. They don't fit into the current day basketball. It's just it hasn't worked out for them in the regular season so far, and I don't really see why that would change going into the bubble, unless they've made some improvements, unless Greg Popovich pulls some absolute wizardry. I'm going to have to say that the Spurs are not going to make it. They are also, they're 5 games back from Memphis. And, yeah, it's not happening, Spurs. I think your run's over. It's time to go to the lottery and draft the next Tim Duncan, because that just seems to be how it's going to go. And then our other team, the Kings. Everyone forgets about the Kings, man. Everywhere I see, all the polls and voting and in threads and whatever, the Kings aren't even mentioned as being in the bubble. I mean, I kind of get it. I'm pretty sure Bagley's out with an injury now. So that hurts, because he's arguably, you could argue he's their third best player. I can understand if you say he's behind Bogdanovic or Holmes or Barnes even, maybe. I don't know, I think Harrison Barnes is always a little bit overrated. I do like him though, don't get me wrong, but I think people just talk that man up a little bit too much. But I'd love to see the Kings make it, man, honestly. They deserve to be back in the playoffs. I like their team. I love De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield. I love Rashawn Holmes. But I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think they have enough defense. I think they're a little bit young still. I think they need another year or two before they can really get in there. I thought this year was going to be that year. But they were close, evidently, because we're talking about them here. But I think they're going to do it. And they also picked up Jabari Parker near the trade deadline. I think that's going to do more harm than good. I mean, as you may know, I am a Bulls fan. And I watched that man play for us last year, and that was bad. He could not defend at all. I know he's sort of turned it around a little bit this year. He was better. But, I mean, he came from Atlanta, which was the worst team in the league. Well, one of the worst teams in the league. And I think that just speaks volumes. I'd love to see the Kings make it. I just don't think they're ready. I think they need another year. But maybe De'Aaron Fox with his new shaved head is just going to absolutely blow our minds and average like 30 and 10 or something crazy. But I don't think they've got it. I'd love to see it though. And then the other team, obviously the team currently in 8th spot, the Memphis Grizzlies. The only way I see them not getting this is if they sort of wet the bed. But I can't really see that happening. I mean, they've pretty much got their entire team here. They don't have Justice Winslow, who they didn't really have anyway because they only picked him up. I think he only played a handful of games for them. He didn't play much in that Iguodala trade. I think they've got it. Dylan Brooks is having a great year. Ja Morant obviously having a great year. You got Jaren Jackson. Valanciunas is underrated at this point, I think. I mean, he has a lot of good things. I understand he's not the perfect center to have, but he does good. But I just think, I'd love to see Ja Morant going up against LeBron and the Lakers in the first round. I think that would be incredible. I think that he would take it to him. I think that'd be an entertaining 1-8 seed series. And I think they've got it, man. They've got a 3.5 game lead. You got Ja Morant. I think Ja Morant's just going to get him over the line, honestly. Look what he's done for them already. He's pretty much got them there. Last year, the team's pretty similar to last year. And Ja Morant's just a god, and I would be kind of surprised if it wasn't Memphis in the 8th seed.